Okay, be honest. What's the weirdest dinner party you've ever been to? Because unless it involved peacocks, floorboards, squatters, and a priest with a potato problem, you're about to get out weirded. Welcome to the first ever True Crime Tuesday, where we talk about crimes that are less Dateline murder mystery and more, are we sure this is even like real life right now? Today's docket, a man who cooked peacocks for spiritual enlightenment, a guy secretly living under someone's floorboards, and a priest who had a very unfortunate run-in with produce. So let's dive in. Did you like my little sound effect there? So our story begins in India, where one man decided to throw what he called the Feast of the Gods. Sounds majestic, right? Like it should involve candles, golden plates, maybe someone playing a harp. But no, the Feast of the Gods turned out to be a crime buffet. This man, let's just call him Chef Unhinged, invited his friends over for a special dinner. He claimed the meal to bring everyone closer to enlightenment, which, okay, vague, but intriguing, except the main course was peacocks. Yes, peacocks, the national bird of India, protected under wildlife law. You cannot own them, hunt them, or serve them up with a side of naan. I thought that was a funny one. Authorities got tipped off about the feast, probably by one horrified guest who realized mid-bite that enlightenment tastes suspiciously like felony, and raided the dinner. They found feathers, bones, and a grill situation that looked like a horror movie set. Chef Unhinged was arrested on the spot for violating wildlife laws, but when questioned, he apparently doubled down. He told the officers the peacock was sacred and consuming it would connect them to the divine. Okay, but if your enlightenment involves bird murder, I'm pretty sure you would have skipped a few spiritual steps, my guy. Like, Gandhi did not say, be the change you wish to see in the world. Also, preheat the grill to 350 and pluck responsibly. One of the guests literally told police, I thought it was chicken. Like, sir. Anyway, the man was arrested and fined, and I'm assuming banned from every wildlife sanctuary buffet for life. Moral of the story, if the dinner invitation says divine poultry, just don't go. Also, totally random, but I try to edit out all my breaths, but whenever I'm high, I breathe so heavy because I think sometimes I forget that my lungs can breathe on their own. All right, let's shift from culinary. Oh, that's not what I meant to say. I didn't want to say that. Culinary. Oh, princess. Hold on. I need to stop for a second because I need to be stupid for 5 minutes. Oh, for some reason, I almost had a panic attack because I thought I was going to not be able to stop laughing once I started. Okay, so a woman in Seattle kept hearing weird noises in her apartment at night, like scratching sounds, faint footsteps, whispering. Naturally, she assumed it was a rat or maybe the ghost of bad tenants past. But it kept getting worse. She'd come home to find her fridge door open, her food half eaten, and once, and I'm not kidding, her Netflix watch history had changed. So she calls maintenance, who probably thought she was being dramatic, but when they popped the vent cover off her floor, they found a man, like an actual living man, just chilling in the crawl space like a basement cryptid. He had blankets, a pillow, snack wrappers, and even a phone charger down there. This wasn't a one-time thing. This man had moved in. Police said that he'd been living there for months. He'd wait for her to leave work, sneak out, shower, eat, and then crawl back under the floor when she got home. That's not a squatter. That's a scooter. Because, he would scoot around when she wasn't home. Well, I guess he wouldn't scoot around because usually you have to be on some type of wheels to scoot around, right? So maybe that was a bad word to use in comparison to squatter. Maybe. But here's the kicker. When police arrested him, he didn't resist. Didn't even argue. Just calmly said, oh, I didn't think she'd notice. Sir. She noticed when her Cheetos went missing and the wall started whispering. Imagine watching you on Netflix while you are being watched by some guy named Jeff under the floor. Anyway, the guy was charged with trespassing and breaking and entering. The woman moved out immediately, obviously. Okay, so I really thought nothing could top that, but then the universe said, hold my venti iced pumpkin spice latte with oat milk and pumpkin cold foam. I don't know why I thought that would be funny. Like, instead of saying, hold my beer, I was like, hold my iced coffee, but it just said, like, my iced coffee order. Let's travel to the UK, land of tea, sarcasm, and apparently highly questionable clergyman. A priest shows up to the ER with a potato lodged in a place no potato should be. I will not elaborate. You already know. When the doctors asked how it happened, he said, and I quote, I was hanging curtains naked and I slipped. First of all, I've been like trying for like 20 minutes to get this out and I can't stop laughing. First of all, why are you hanging curtains naked? 2, why is there a raw potato in your direct line of whatever? And 3rd, at what height are you hanging these curtains that that gravity got that creative? I'm really sorry for my tea kettle laugh. I'm just so high right now. Doctors managed to remove it safely and no laws were broken, but humanity's collective dignity definitely took a nosedive. Afterwards, hospital staff said it was one of the strangest nights of their career, but they remained professional and supportive, which, yeah, what else do you say? Forgive me, Father, for you have slipped. Well, I guess I have a joke to say, but I'm laughing so hard I'm crying. Hold on. I need to take a minute so that I can tell you this joke. Well, 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 I'm just going to take a deep breath and say it real quick so I don't laugh. That's one way to mash potatoes. Okay, bonus round, because why stop when the chaos is this good? A man in Belgium faked his own death. Full funeral, black suits, sobbing family, just to see who would show up. And then he arrived at his own funeral by helicopter. He literally flew in mid-ceremony like, surprise, it's me. Half the guests fainted, the other half started screaming, and one man apparently yelled, you're dead to me for real now, which, that's actually kind of funny. If you're ever wondering why I cut my laughs off sometimes so short, it's because I will start snorting. So if you hear my loud cackle and then an abrupt stop, that is why. This guy's reason for doing this, he said he wanted to teach people to appreciate life before it's gone. Sir, that's not a life lesson. That is psychological warfare with catering. And now, it's time for the Docket of Dumb. All of those sound effects I used today, and I didn't even think to look for one of those horns, like the DJ Khaled horns, right? Is that it? Is that who that was that did that? Actually, I'm going to change it to the beginning. And now it's time for the Docket of Dumb. 5 real headlines that prove natural selection is working overtime. Florida man steals neighbor's peacock, says it looked lonely. Woman arrested for teaching squirrels to attack her ex. Man sues himself and wins. Woman claims her Roomba is possessed, hires a priest for an exorcism. Japanese man arrested for dating 35 women at once to get birthday presents all year. Maybe I shouldn't have used all those gavels, but it sounded funny in my head. And that, my friends, is the first ever True Crime Tuesday. 4 stories, 5 dumb headlines, and a whole lot of reasons to lock your doors and question your life choices. If you like this episode, follow, subscribe, and tell your weirdest friend, because next Tuesday we're doing this all over again with even stranger crimes from around the world. I will get back to my regularly scheduled chaos on Fridays now instead of Sundays. So there's another episode coming Friday, which I should have just started with that. That's what I should have said. I'm still going to play you my song of the week. You're just going to hear it twice now. So you better like it or else. This song is from a band called Bored as Hell, and I just saw them a couple weekends ago, and it was so good. I was really, really high, but it was like otherworldly. It was so good. It was so good. Like Jim was walking me back to the car, and like literally all I kept saying every 2 seconds was, "That was amazing. That was fantastic." But this song is called Critical Mass, and stream it everywhere because I just told you to. Until then, keep your produce in the kitchen, your floorboards sealed, and your dinner menus peacock free.